Alright, hey everyone. Welcome to the Tales of Manus Fatorum. I'm your Dungeon Master, Connor Tibbs. Some of you may know me from my other campaign as I play Urgra, half-orc ranger on the Horsemen of the Apocalypse campaign that is hosted by DM Steelax. Now, a little bit about this campaign. This is a 5e Dungeons & Dragons game, and I began playing with these same 5 players about 9 months ago, and all the characters are currently level 8. Now, this campaign will be using the map of Faerun. I'm pretty sure it's the 3e version of the map, but I'm only using that because I feel like making maps and creating names for places is one of the most tedious parts of being a Dungeon Master, so I decided to skip it. So, although a lot of you will recognize names of places, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, aside from the names, don't expect any of the things that are in the published literature to actually make an appearance. So, fair warning. And with that, let's get to the good part. Let's meet our players. So our first player, we're going to start with Trey. Trey, who are you, and who are you playing?
I'm Trey. I play Astrid Sigrid. She is a human barbarian with currently 7 levels in Barbarian and 1 level in Fighter. She's rather headstrong and fun to play.
Next we'll do James N.
I'm James. I'm playing Keelan, half-elf rogue. All rogue. He's just kind of awkward and very uncharismatic. Fun guy.
Okay, how about Carson?
I'm Carson. I'm going to be playing Magnum. I am 6 levels of Paladin of Anu and 2 levels Storm Sorcerer.
What race are you?
And I'm a Gold Dragonborn,
There we go.
which I said originally. No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, okay, I'm like,
Edit it in.
no
Yes.
editing. I do not have experience. Also, P.S. The reason we are not actually streaming this is because my computer is not strong enough to actually record and stream at the same time. It's just not in the cards, so we're planning like once a week. I'll do an update and upload this video to YouTube, and we're just gonna go from there. All right, back to intros. James W.
I am James. I play the human Pantal. I am an arcane cleric of Azoth. Pretty straightforward, not super good, but I'm lawful good.
So not
I
super
don't
good,
know
but you're still
about that.
lawful good.
Yeah, I played a bit loose with the law.
All right, and last but not least, Matthew.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I play Tin Glynis, the half-elf warlock. And that's it for now.
Because he can't talk about it.
We'll say
Still.
he is a celestial warlock. We'll give that much.
Okay.
You don't know that, but the audience can know that.
Uh-huh.
All right.
we know that.
I think I know that by this point.
Warlocks aren't really so. Okay, a little bit of lore about my
Anyway.
world. So warlocks are not a common thing in this campaign. In fact, a large plot point of this entire campaign is the players figuring out why these people have suddenly developed magical powers through contracts and pacts with these higher beings. There is some record of this happening before, but not very common knowledge, and so a lot of Tin's backstory and future story, let's say, will be exploring and discovering what the heck is going on with him. But let's actually get into our recap. Ugh. Lord help me. All right, so Manus Fatorum, our party, had earned a good deal of renown in the city of Baldur's Gate, finding a way to save the Princess Mercy from her mysterious ailment, as well as returning a stolen ship of Lord Zimmer. In search of further adventure, the party was advised to travel north to Dragonspear Castle, where the local sovereign, Baron Arcos Inez, reported a small settlement under his guard had gone silent for months, and all efforts to contact them had failed. Upon arriving at the small village surrounding Dragonspear Castle, The party noticed that the majority of the population had gathered in the center of town where they were preparing to burn a tiefling at the stake. Tin was quickly able to perceive that the tiefling in question was his friend Asan and immediately rushed to her aid, preventing the burning from starting. Through some tense conversation, the party got its first real-world example of tieflings being banned from along the Sword Coast and the punishment for those who broke that law. The party and Asan were eventually brought before Baron Inez, and they pleaded for Asan's case. The Baron eventually agreed for Manus Fatorum to take Asan into their custody if one of them would agree to swear a blood oath on an artifact that was simply referred to as the Stone. Tin agreed, and he swore his oath to escort Asan out of the Sword Coast, number 1. 2, take responsibility for any damages she caused during that time. And 3, that he and the party would do their utmost to discover what had happened to the silent outpost of Roostwood. After collecting Asan's effects, the party set off into the Troll Bark Forest. Their first night at camp, Tin was visited in his dreams by Asan, who demanded to know the source of his warlock powers. Tin, being unable to answer this question due to the nature of his pact, eventually ended up engaged in combat with Asan in his mind, where she constantly assaulted his memories looking for the answers that she sought. Tin was eventually able to turn the tables and project himself into a memory of Asan's. He saw a tiefling child that was being hugged by her mother in a small hut. The scene was disturbed by the entrance of a tall man in full plate armor wielding a greatsword, who Tin recognized as a younger version of Frederick von Hayden. The tiefling woman was cut down, and the man approached the child, but before anything else could happen, the memory faded black, as Tin was forcibly expelled from the memory. The dream ended, and when the party awoke, Asan had disappeared. The party proceeded to Roostwood, and after dealing with a few of the local creatures, they arrived to find the settlement entirely deserted. After some investigation, the party found some luminous plants that suggested use of the Druidcraft spell at the entrance of the well in the center of the settlement. Knowing that a fellow adventuring band, led by the druid Asim, had left to investigate this location about a week ago, the party took this as a sign to proceed. After navigating an underground river that the well connected to, they found themselves in a giant cavern that contained the remains of what appeared to be an ancient city. On several of the buildings were mosaics of strange, tentacled creatures that seemed to be swimming through water as well as the stars. They continued to explore and found themselves along the shore of an underground lake, the home of an aboleth that had enslaved the members of their fellow adventuring party. What followed was an epic battle of trying to save their friends while at the same time cornering the aboleth and preventing it from escaping. The party was eventually victorious, but not without both Astrid and Pantal contracting some kind of condition where their skin would blister and crack without regular exposure to water that neither the paladin, the cleric, nor the druid could cure. Shortly after the battle, you were joined by Asan, who reported that she had taken care of the remaining crustacean servants of the aboleth. Further exploration of the cavern led to a small chamber of desecrated ground containing 4 child-sized skeletons. The party learned that these were the remains of some of the missing children from Baldur's Gate, and that their ghosts were bound to the chamber as the results of some kind of ritualistic sacrifice. The party was also able to surmise that the ritual caused the creation of a shadow crossing, an interplanar portal from their home on the material plane to the Shadowfell. The party quickly realized that this shadow crossing was likely the one they used to escape the Shadowfell previously, which was being studied by Pantal's older sister, Tabitha. Pantal used a sending spell to contact Tabitha, and after a well-deserved long rest, Tabitha joined all of you in the remains of the Aboleth city. With the help of Asan, Astrid was able to not only find her javelin of lightning that was at the bottom of the lake after the battle, but also a lucky greatsword holding no wishes that was lodged in the bottom of the lake. Having collected the artifacts, the party also found a number of humanoids that seemed to have developed similar skin conditions as Astrid and Pantal, with the addition of only being able to breathe underwater and being unable to speak. The party realized that these were what remained of the citizens of Roostwood, and having discovered that no one in your company held the skill to lift this ailment, you promised to return with the cure as soon as you could. Returning to the ritual chamber with the skeletons, Pantal casts Gentle Repose, and Astrid, Pantal, Tin, and Keelan each took one of the skeletons and left the chamber. As soon as the last skeleton left the chamber, the entire tunnel jerked and shook violently. Pantal uses Cape of the Montebank to teleport himself and his sister to the city remains, and Tabitha pulled out a large sheet covered in arcane runes and yelled at everyone to come to her and began chanting. Through trembling ground and falling rocks, the rest of the party was able to make it to Tabitha, and with a flash of pink light, you and your allies all disappeared. And that is where we pick up today, gents.
Where are we?
Where are we? It's been 2 weeks.
We
gotta
It
know.
has been 2 weeks, yeah.
We gotta know, man.
All right.
guys.
So, there is a blinding flash of light, and you feel yourself pulled up completely against where you imagine gravity to be, and you feel as if you're spinning through this tunnel of pink light until suddenly you just fall with a crash. And the first thing you guys notice is a cool breeze laced with the smell of salt. You look around, and you find yourself in a picturesque garden situated on a hillside with white cobblestone paths surrounded by lush greenery bathed in moonlight. Further up the hillside stands an impressive mansion of white marble with finely carved pillars. Further down the hill, one can see the lights of a distant seaside metropolis. Finely crafted statues of imposing figures in flowing robes are dotted throughout the vegetation, with some appearing far grander than others, taking on an otherworldly quality to them. The largest of them is a man in a billowing cloak and a hood, holding an impressive staff with an impressive beard reaching his belt, laden with multiple pockets. At your feet, lazily smoking, is a glowing composition of geometry and arcane symbols on a large sheet of cloth. You look around you, and you see both Gilther, the dwarven fighter, Sariel, the elven archer, and Kiao, the human monk, as well as Pantal's older sister Tabitha, who is on her hands and knees, still connected to the blanket. And you hear her whisper, "Thank the gods," and she falls over flat on her face. And all of you can see that on the back of her blonde curls, there is a large area of dark red.
Oh, shit.
What do you do?
Healing light. A dice of healing light.
Okay. How many are you using? Tell me what your roll is.
Mine is just emergency healing, so I'm gonna give 2 dice of healing. Let me check to make sure how much I have left.
Okay.
And as he's doing that, I'm gonna sit down next to her and
Yeah, I want to
medicine check, I guess.
Yeah,
Give me a medicine
I will
check there,
assist Keelan in medicine.
9 points of healing from me.
No, never mind. I forget. With the medicine check, do I get advantage because of the book?
You get advantage because Pantal is helping you anyway.
Okay. Well, not that great. Oh,
This is my sister. Do well.
What was it?
18.
Oh, I thought you said 8. I'm like, oh shit.
No,
Maybe she does.
not that bad. Not that bad.
Okay. So, Keelan, you quickly pull out some rags and bandages from your satchel, and you start wrapping her the head wound. And Tin, you whisper some words and hold up your stone, and some light flickers from it and lands like sparks on Tabitha's form. And she glows briefly for a moment, and suddenly she... my head.
Yeah, you're not gonna want to touch that.
Don't move.
Are you-
Don't move a lot.
What
Slow
happened?
movements.
She probably got hit by a rock
Yeah.
How many fingers am I holding up?
while she was channeling the spell.
Let's see. You see her eyes sort of cross and go a little... She doesn't seem to be very with it at the moment.
With that medicine, is she
Okay, don't worry
concussed?
about it.
With that medicine, she's had a head wound. You can't really tell in the first 10 seconds what exactly, if there's a concussion
Okay.
or not. And so
Well, I mean-
you hear her say, "Cassia," and she said some words, and she is gone in another flash of light.
Oh shit, that's right.
Who?
Well,
Cassia, her almost not really girlfriend. They were guarding the Shadowfell together.
Yeah, they're up.
Yeah.
God, it's the mountain. Did we-
Yeah, who knows what the
Wait,
fuck
wait.
happened?
We might have knocked the mountain down.
We
we
might
just
have knocked
knocked
them
the
out.
mountain down. We just
Is the crossing still there?
the crossing
Yes.
is but
Was this was this the mountain that we dug that tunnel, or that we helped those dwarves?
No.
No,
No,
this
okay.
was where we came out of the Shadowfell. We're kind of like out of it.
Yeah.
That was the Cloud Mountain.
Cloud Peaks.
I think-
Say.
I think
Yeah,
they were
that
camped
one.
up on top of the ravine, so they should be fine.
They
But
were
if the
like,
mirror- if this world is mirrored in the Shadowfell, then that means that the mountain in the Shadowfell might have fell too, and then all the traps in the mountain might have gotten destroyed too. Oh, okay.
not to mention, they were camped right above where we were. Like,
No, we didn't walk
Well,
very far
I mean-
from the cave to where we
yeah,
camped.
we don't know what will
Yeah,
happen
okay.
until she gets back.
Or-
I mean, she's a
I
wizard,
doubt she's-
right?
Yeah,
pretty
she's
fine.
she can take care of herself. She wasn't in the best condition to go running off on her own.
Yeah.
Can you make a sending to her to try to ask her what's going on?
I can, but I would give her some time to see if she can find Cassia first. Or...
All right. Well, where are we? Where's
know-
Hassan? Hassan?
So it is the 5 of you plus Asan, the tiefling warlock, who is an old friend of Tin's, as well as the 3 I described to you before, who are members of the other adventuring party. If you remember, their leader, Asim, the druid, agreed to stay behind with the affected citizens of Roostwood. And so
And he was going to lead them out of the tunnel, right?
Yeah, that giant tunnel.
he was going to investigate.
Okay.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, maybe I should do a sending to him instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
And at this
I
point,
mean, it's still
Phantom,
probably caving in for him.
Well,
Do I know where we are?
You do, as a matter of fact. As you look around, this is a very familiar scene. Even the sun is currently setting. You would guess this time of day, maybe a little after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And you see up the hillside is a very familiar facade, that of your family's summer villa. And down below is the village of metropolis of Westgate, the very
Okay.
large seaport town.
Where's Westgate on the map?
If
Oh.
you want to go directly inland from Baldur's Gate, it's
Zoom in.
right, in fact.
I can't believe we have a summer
I see
home.
it,
That's
I see
awesome.
yeah.
From Baldur's Gate.
Yep.
Oh, it's all the way over here. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a ways away.
So it's more
Okay.
like
Our-
Midwest Gate.
We're far enough that tieflings are allowed around here, right?
Yeah. This is where I was planning
this
on
is past
having
the line of
Tabitha
Third
help
Coast.
us get us on to, at least.
All right, guys. Mission over. Let's go home.
But I
Please,
am
Frank.
home. Where do
Not
you guys want to go?
completely. Not completely yet, Tin, because remember we said we'd do our best to fix things in Roostwood.
I know.
Roostwood's
I may be concussed as well. Bad time to make a joke. Ugh.
Well, what are we gonna do with these bodies? I say as I like slowly put the body down.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
must have dropped mine.
Pantal, where's a good place to bury them? Have an
Wait,
actual
are the-
burial.
I
Hey,
mean, there's
Ghost Kids, are you still here?
I don't think they can come out without the ground.
Yeah.
So as you guys examine the bodies, it suddenly occurs to you, Pantal, that when you used your cloak to teleport you and Tabitha, you dropped one of the bodies, and so you currently have 3 of the children's skeletons with you.
Let's see.
Well,
Pantal
it's
had
buried now.
Sad.
It's buried
had-
now, guys.
I had Ashley in my old cloak. Oh boy.
It's not with you.
because
Well, one of them's already buried.
the spell.
Yeah.
Gonna go, Pantal.
That's
I
rough.
guess.
I mean, we can't move a mountain. I don't see us fixing that one.
We just did.
I mean,
Like we
Yeah,
can't do
I
it twice.
could, it would just take a bit of time, but Well, let's deal with these three first. We have 10 days to get back to the other one, so...
I don't.
What was the plan? What were we doing with these? Are we just burying them, or
Yeah.
Getting
special?
them away from the desecrated ground and freeing their soul.
As you have this conversation, all of you are able to hear the sound of large wings, and as you look up, you see a large silhouette of something, and it does indeed look like a white dragon.
Why are there dragons at my summer home?
What the?
Frederick's not here to kill him.
Where's combat?
Well, we got to that second part of
Feel light on
the
me right
Dungeons
now.
and Dragons part. We finally got to part 2.
I'm gonna look to the party and are white good or bad? I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know.
Do I see the dragon too? This isn't just another family illusion, right?
All of you see this dragon, and I need you to roll me some initiative, guys.
No!
I can't do this.
Ah! Hey, oh,
Where should we drag our tokens out to? Because
That's not-
turn order won't work without that.
right.
Oh, it won't? Okay. I'll just make a quick new one.
Should I change to battle music now?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I did change the battle music on the
Just-
stream.
You should change to running away music.
Yeah, change
Boy.
it to some somber death music because we're all about to be buried.
Okay, you guys
Let's
can just
see.
use that one.
Dude, battle music.
Okay, I've got both my spells left.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh
All
boy.
2 of them.
Ooh, it's pretty good.
Okay.
bad.
Oh, I need to put myself on the map.
I did not prepare a dragon, so we'll just reuse our dear Aboleth friend.
Good thing I rolled better in real life. Before that.
Because I actually love
Okay.
this freaking Aboleth picture.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
How close to my house are we?
Ugh.
So
Where's
we'll
it?
say your house is about 50 feet away or so.
Ooh.
Wow, that's much
I
better
mean,
than I actually.
there are like 10 of us here though. Maybe we can do it.
There's
We all just took a rock slide to the face.
there's 9. Yeah, I don't think.
I think between us we have less hit points than your max.
I'm like at mostly max.
Oh, yeah,
Also-
you're a rogue.
I took like
Okay. Keelan is a tank now.
Yeah, Keelan,
Yeah.
go with patient
Yeah.
tank.
All right,
Great.
this thing is about 20 feet above you guys. Tin, you're the first one to go. What are you going to do?
Keelan white first.
holy.
4 dice.
Holy.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
that's all of them. Isn't
That is all of them.
it?
Okay, so that's 1, 2, so that's 9, 10, 11, and then 1 more dice. That's gonna 12. Good job, me.
For you, or I don't know who it's for.
Oh no, it's for me. It's for me.
Yeah, so add
He
it
was
to your-
that
add it
one.
to yourself.
And then I, let's see. I clap my hands together, and then threads of light starts to form around them like a web, and I clap my hands again towards the dragon, and I cast hypnotic pattern.
What's your DC?
This is gonna be the second dragon we've done this to.
Okay, guys,
I'm
book
sorry,
it.
the save DC is 16.
Okay. So you cast your threads of light, and it forms almost a orb of just spindly threads surrounding this dragon entirely. But then there's another flap of wings, and the spell disperses, and the dragon seems completely unaffected.
Oh jeez.
Okay.
Okay, it was in the 4th level spell slot. Okay. Jeez. This is great. Okay. And then I will run 5, 10, 15, 20.
We'll say going down is towards the house.
Okay, going down is towards the house then. Alright.
Fuck y'all.
Oh boy.
Yep.
That's my turn. Yep, that's it.
All right, Magnum, it's your turn.
Okay. I want to see if Magnum thinks this is some sort of illusion, like he knows Pantal's sister likes.
All right,
But
this is gonna be,
I'm not sure he's smart enough to think that.
I will give you your choice of investigation or perception.
Would this be the full action? Because if it's an action, he's just gonna instead.
It would be
Actually,
an action.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot Ray of Frost at it.
Go for it.
That's a 10.
A 10. That's going to be a no.
Yep. I rolled a 4. So yeah.
So this beam
And-
of frost comes out of Magnum's hand, but the dragon just flaps and does a barrel roll around the beam.
Okay, I'm gonna, I guess, go towards I guess half my speed to the house.
Why are you half speed? You mean just your speed?
No, I don't want to use my whole speed. I want to use half of it.
Alright. That brings us to Astrid. This thing is currently 20 feet up in the air.
I already put down the body, right? So I don't have to do that.
I will say if you want to, you have put down the body, yes.
Okay. Then I will just take out the javelin of lightning. I will say the magic word and hurl it at him.
Alright, give me an attack roll.
And that's a natural 1.
Oh,
At which point, Astrid runs.
no! So your javelin just goes
Bye.
sailing down the hillside.
I'll move. Well, I'm kind of in like a weird spot there. 40 feet down, so here-ish.
What is it?
And that's my turn.
Hold R to do the ruler thing.
Oh, I don't remember. It was 40 feet.
It's
Hold
cute.
Q,
Q.
thank you. Pantal, it is your turn.
I would like to use a lifeline.
Phone a friend.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to send a sending to my mom and be like, why is there a dragon at our summer house?
I'm gonna allow that. Anything else you would like to do there, Pantal?
Run towards the house.
A
Go for it.
dragon at our summer house. Summer house?
Keelan, Summer Villa, but yes.
I will incite the dragon.
Okay. Give me an insight check there, Keelan.
Oh, okay. Nah,
2 plus 16.
18. No, sorry, it's 9 plus 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just check, its abilities. Okay. Yeah, you have it incited.
Okay, I will. Okay, is it like just flying past, or is it like coming at us?
It looks like it is sort of hovering, and it looks like it's going to attack in the next 6 seconds.
All right, I'm
Especially
gonna
since you
shoot
guys
it.
have attacked it.
Yeah, I'll shoot it with my short bow.
All right, give me an attack roll.
Oh, that's even 11.
No. So that's a miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you just plan for a TPK or what's going on
No,
here?
you
Yeah,
guys
we're
are
just
rolling
like-
less than frickin' 12.
It's
Oh,
a new
let's
scene, so we need new characters, guys.
dragon. What
Yeah.
is it? Dragon.
And just for a quick ruling for those of you who aren't familiar, Tin is one of the new Xanathar's types of rogue. What type of rogue is
Oh
this?
no, Keelan.
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 And it's inquisitive.
Inquisitive. So he is able to use a bonus action to use his insight check against an enemy's deception, and if he succeeds, then he gets sneak attack without having to have an adjacent ally. So pretty awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Pretty awesome.
That's pretty
All right,
cool.
time for the dragon.
Ah!
And we arranged
skip that.
ourselves.
Shoot,
Perfect.
I was gonna run too.
Oh, it rolled
5,
shit. Okay.
15, 20,
Okay.
25, 30.
Do your
I'm
roll
running.
with your hands.
One square at a
apparently.
time.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Doing the Kermit.
Just hands.
All right.
About to get
you
roasted.
Can move.
Wait, Asan didn't go yet. Asan, save us.
Yeah, and Kiao and Gilther and
Mhm.
Capable women.
NPCs help.
Gilther's the slowest of us.
He's gonna get another hit.
All right,
Well,
Magnum.
it's
going
not
for
half
you.
terrain this time, so he can
Oh
go
no.
25 feet. rather than-
What am I doing?
Wait, it didn't attack?
It's attacking Magnum twice.
Oh, okay.
No! Oh, it's the
That's
closest.
going to be an 18.
Nope.
No? Oh, that's right. You have your magical shield now.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Did the
that's-
dragon land to attack him?
It did. So, Magnum, the thing lashes out with both claws, and you just turn sideways and knock away one of the claws with the shield. It tries to bite you, but you just sidestep, and it misses both of its blows.
Neat.
And I know, right? And it's about at this time that you guys hear shouting from up at the house.
Run, there's a dragon!
What the hell you think you're doing? Tin, it's your turn.
And us?
I will say, as you look behind you, you see a young man, maybe around 17, 18, in robes, running towards all of you, waving his hands wildly.
Oh my god, they have a pet dragon.
When did we
Wow.
get this?
But like, why wouldn't the pet dragon know Pantal?
It wouldn't. I've been gone for years.
Okay.
Let's see. I will say to the fellow, you get out of here! There's a dangerous dragon! And I will try my best to hypnotic pattern it again.
Okay. Okay. Close enough. All right.
Oh boy.
So, you cast the spell again. Those threads of light appear again surrounding the dragon. And this time, as you're looking, you see it doesn't even seem affected by your spell at all. As if it, regardless of your intention, this spell has no effect on this creature.
Great! And I'm just gonna keep running.
Okay. Magnum, you are toe-to-toe with this thing.
Hold on. Okay, out of character, what's Pantal's last name again? Because I know Magnum knows it. I just forgot it. Because it's been a long
Clashan?
week.
Yeah, Kleshan.
Okay, I don't think I can pronounce that, but
The C silent, just Kleshan.
Clashan?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say Indraconic to it. Wait, are you with the Clashan family?
Why do we have a pet dragon?
You get no response. And Magnum, I'm gonna have you roll a perception check for free, since you're initiating conversation with it.
Nat 1.
No!
Okay. This dragon does not seem interested in talking to you at all.
Piss off.
We're terrible at this game.
We
Yeah.
are.
We're bad at Dungeons and Dragons.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
So that was.
I will say you still have your action and bonus action to use as you like.
I. Okay, I'm gonna take the dodge action,
Okay.
and I'm gonna. That's a bonus action. And I'm gonna activate my Spurs of the Skirmisher
Okay.
and move.
So
Did you want to do dodge or disengage?
Dodge.
Okay.
Okay.
So you click your heels together, and remind me, the spurs, do they give disadvantage on attacks of opportunity, or do they just not allow attacks of opportunity?
They're made with this disadvantage.
That's what I thought. Okay. So you're already... Yeah. Okay. So it does still get an attack against you, but at disadvantage.
Yeah.
It's going to be 13. It's a miss. All right. So go ahead and move yourself. You did. All right.
Yeah.
That brings us to Astrid. This thing is on the ground, and you see a robed young man waving his arms, trying to stop this from happening.
Astrid's going to. This thing's like, from what I've seen so far, this thing's like quite obviously faster than us, right?
It
Like it
was
ca-
able
seemed
to
to catch
fly
us.
faster than you guys could run. Yes.
And how big is it?
Roll me a perception check there, Astrid.
Oh my god!
You gonna grapple another dragon?
I might try to grab for another dragon here. perception. Where is it? There it is. A 5.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say it's about. It's not as big as some of the other as the other dragon you've seen before. It's maybe sitting on its 4 legs. Think about the size of maybe a pickup truck.
Okay, I grappled the other one, so I'm gonna run at it and which is 5 foot. I'm gonna and grapple or attempt to grapple here.
All right. Give me an athletics check.
I'm imagining like in movies.
Hey, I nat 20'd it.
Oh,
Dang,
nice.
it rolled pretty good too. So yeah, you're able to grapple this thing, and as soon as you do, you get a grip on it. You it feels strange. It like you're as soon as you touch it, you hear this crinkling sound, almost like the sound of crumpling paper. And you look closer at this thing, and this thing doesn't actually seem to be made of flesh.
Oh
it made
my
of paper?
god.
Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Pantel's family mastered the art of origami.
I turn and I like lift it up all the way.
Yeah, easily.
I'll holler to the party and be like, wait, guys, this is some kind of trick.
Oh, it's like a paper dragon.
I fall over in shock before I realize it's paper. I'm like, oh, Jesus, Astrid's strong.
Astrid suplexing that dragon.
If only pictures were a thing.
Yeah,
Give me a picture. And...
She's just benching it.
And so now we are out of initiative.
That was scary, man. Why'd you do that to us?
Like, I thought you actually got a fucking dragon.
Like, are you gonna blow up my house? Man?
I'm just glad I was the one that it tried to attack, because 18 would have definitely hit all of you guys.
I would have done
What
like
would have
no
done
damage, like a paper cut.
If any one of us had attacked it, it would have just like ripped it into shreds. if we had hit, if we weren't incompetent.
So at this point, the young man rushes forward, and Pantal, you recognize this person. He is your nephew, Kyrus, the younger son of your oldest sister, Fairy. And you see him run forward. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? That's my pet project. You almost destroyed it. The fuck?"
It was a white dragon attacking us. You realize.
I mean, it did attack us first, man.
It was protecting the house. It was doing
The
a little
dragon.
flyby.
Good job, though.
I don't know, Pantal. This is on you, buddy.
We're just high stress right now. A dragon
Thought
does
it was
not
real.
mesh well with our.
Uncle Pantal? What the hell happened to you?
Oh God, I still look like this.
Oh.
That is a long story. Let's go inside and.
At
Is
this point,
the rest of the family.
the doors burst open, and you see a familiar figure, a rather short woman with a little bit of extra weight on her, and you see her rushing forward, and she's using a cane to walk, and you recognize that this is your mother, Lily. That's how you want me to pronounce it, right?
Yeah.
Lily. Okay. Let's get to my character list. And as she walks forward, you see her rushing, and she is visibly out of breath. And she's like, "Pantal? Oh my goodness!"
Yes, that we can deal with this weird.
Kyrus, put that thing away at once! And you see Kyrus, like, grumpily just, like, make some signs, and the dragon actually collapses into a single piece of paper.
It's like the folding boat.
I told
Except
you,
a dragon.
I told you, dude, it's origami.
Folding dragon. That's so much cooler than our stuff.
Yeah.
How do you get one of those? I'm asking the nephew.
Well, you can't get one right now because I invented it. It's my final project.
That's pretty awesome, man.
That's
Paper.
the coolest.
Put me down for one whenever you like finalize that.
thought I was gonna die, man. That's a good job.
It was super scary. It was.
Yeah, and still, I mean, right now it's only white. I think it'd be better if you get some color, some flash, some pizzazz, some boom, some bam.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I agree.
At this point,
It can only go upward.
Lily coughs very interjectively, we'll say. As she looks over each of you, and her eyes linger on both Astrid and Pantal.
Hi.
What exactly am I looking at here, Pantal?
Disease caused by contact with an aboleth.
You see her eyes grow wide. I think everyone should come inside. And she hobbles up the steps relatively briskly, but still you can see that she's definitely favoring one leg over another. And you guys enter the entrance hall to the villa.
I wait until Asan comes with us.
She does. She is definitely keeping
What?
back, and you probably noticed that she was going further down the hill and getting ready to snipe the thing. In fact, Sariel had the exact same idea, which was why they didn't take any actions. But now they're sweaty and climbing up these stairs into the mansion.
How nice is this mansion as we come in? Like super rich nice?
It's pretty nice. It is definitely nicer than anything you've ever seen before, Astrid, but to give it some real-world context, consider it like a really nice beach house sort of feel. So not like very grand or over the top, but you can tell everything is super nicely made and very aesthetically pleasing, and there's a lot of white. Like there's a lot of windows and just entire walls just made of glass to let the sunlight in and to show the view down the hill onto the sea and to the city of Westgate. So, I believe that introductions are in order. My name is Lily Clashan. I am Pantal's mother. And I've heard tell of a few of you, but certainly not this many. And at this point, she will turn to Astrid. And what does she see, Astrid, when she looks at you?
Let me see here exactly. I mean, Astrid's a pretty tall, stout woman. She's not like
Stout.
she's not like your. Well, I mean, she's like muscled, right? Like she's got a nice figure. She's not overly thin or overly heavy. She's 6'1", 155 pounds, green eyes with long blonde hair that kind of is braided in a Celtic sort of style. And at this point, she's also translucent. Her skin is translucent, and she has gray streaks running throughout her hair. But she's only 22, so she shouldn't, but she does.
And there.
But yeah, life. It's hard. It's hard out here for an adventure.
Alright, so you make your introduction, and she gives a nod, and she turns to Keelan.
Keelan is much smaller than Astrid. Not by a lot, but he's only like 5'8". It's a half elf. Obviously, I already said that. Brown hair, brown eyes, about shoulder length. He's got leather armor, a rapier. It's kind of like weird and lanky. Tan skin. Yeah, not much.
Okay.
There's a few braids in his hair. He doesn't do a lot.
Okay. She gives a nod with your introduction, and she turns to Tin.
So, I wrote this out. If you looked at Tin Glynis with a passing glance, you would see him as a slightly shorter than average half-elf with olive skin and a couple of freckles dotting his face. His shoulder-length hair is pulled back in a messy ponytail with loose strands lying around his ears and a slight patchy stubble on his jaw. He is dressed rather ordinarily for an adventurer with generic studded leather armor, a large cloak that he is nearly swimming in, though right now is probably slung over his back like a hobo with bones in it, and never far from him is an old, gnarled-looking staff and an iridescent river stone that he spins in his hand like a nervous habit.
And Horizon.
Horizon's not out yet, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
He's a smushed octopus back in the day.
He's like,
No, 10 gold!
You're so thoughtful. You left Horizon with Ashley.
Ashley?
no!
Oh, right. No.
That's
Right,
really
yeah.
sad.
I Eldritch Blast Pantal for reminding me of that.
And,
Falls over because he had no hit points.
and finally, we come. Lily turns to Magnum, the Dragonborn. Only 9 months in, guys. 9 months in.
Yeah. So Magnum's a gold-skinned dragonborn. He has no hair. He stands at about a little under 7 feet tall. He's got a couple of scars from battle, a tattoo on one of his shoulders, and he's wearing plenty of armor with a sword on his hip. And I think that's about all I have on here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll stick with that.
And so, after these introductions, Lily says, "Well, I am very grateful for all of you taking the time to travel with Pantol here. I've heard some very good things about you, and in fact, have heard of some of your triumphs in Baldur's Gate. But I am curious, aside from the Aboleth situation, Pantel, I was unaware that you could teleport.
I can't. Do you have a sending available? I need to check in on Tabitha. She brought us here and then went back. There was.
What does Tabitha have to do with any of this? She's monitoring a shadow portal.
The Aboleth opened the shadow portal. We brought her in when we found where he did it after we killed him, and then the cave collapsed, and that's why we got boosted here.
Yeah. We brought her down.
She holds up a finger and she starts going into her head. And at about this time, you guys hear a loud boom from below the floor.
I'm guessing
What is going on in my house?
Swear to God, if it's another dragon, I'm leaving.
it's Astrid's lightning javelin.
No,
Hey!
Finally landed.
Life-size model Kairos.
After a moment, you see Lily come out of her trance. All right. I expect that she will get back to me when she is able to. But otherwise, well, who's hungry?
Astrid immediately steps forward. I am ravenous.
Also, we need to keep these two wet.
Moist
Oh,
would be a better
craft.
word.
Spritz, spritz. Spritz, spritz.
Can we
I
take
like-
our meal? Can we take our meals in
dribble
the
my
bathtub?
canteen onto Astrid a little bit.
You are not eating in the bathtub, Panther. This is the first time the family's been together in ages. We are eating at a table like a proper family.
Yeah, Pantal.
Yeah,
God.
And with that, she
talk to your mother like that.
She leads you down a hall, and she gestures to 2 different rooms, in fact, and says, all of you can freshen up in one of these rooms, to the left for the men and to the right for the women. If you just follow down this hallway, at the very end you will find the dining chamber. I will have it all set up by the time you are ready. And she just, with her cane, down the hall. And you guys are left alone with Asan and Gilther, Kiao, and Saria.
Dario.
What do you guys do?
Let's not keep my mom waiting.
Is this like a formal event, Pantal? Does she expect us? Like,
I have our
I've never-
fancy clothes.
I've never had to like dine with like a fancy person.
No,
What do we have to do?
I think it's. This is like a dinner brunch. This isn't like a black tie event. This is impromptu, right?
I I will druidcraft to get rid of the smell of probably blood around me, and then I will disguise self to get rid of all the bruises and blood.
We should probably put
Do something with the
kids-
bodies.
The one Astrid's holding's on the ground, like where we ran from the dragon.
Yeah.
Oh my
would-
god!
We should go back and get that.
I'll go back and get it.
Plus, I mean, Keelan dropped his too, because
I picked it.
Shot
I
with the
would've
short
picked it back up. Oh shoot!
Yeah.
I would have.
So
I'll go get back and get both of them.
Let's go pick up the bones we left in my courtyard.
I kept hold of mine, but it's probably all banged to crap.
You guys do that. I'm gonna eat.
You gotta freshen up first, Astrid. Come on, we're not animals.
I mean, I'm translucent fish. Like, what am I gonna do to freshen up at this point?
Powder your face.
No,
That
that's
would
bad.
dry me out. Hurt.
Bad.
So
I'll druidcraft you a seaweed wrap.
so you're turning Ashton into sushi.
I don't want to be the meal. I want to eat.
So I will say that those of you who want to can go out back to the courtyard, and you do see that the skeletons have been exactly where you left them, or dropped them. What do you want to do with them?
I say let's just put them outside, like leave them near the house for now.
Are the kids still in there, though?
They look like skeletons right now.
Hey, guys,
I
Magnum.
think Keelan tried that already, but like,
Give
Show
us a
us-
thumbs up.
show us the ghostiness if
I'm kidding.
you want to hear more stories from my really boring book.
There's
Or fun ones from me.
They're gone, guys. These
No
are just
response.
ghosts.
Magnum, can you do like your thing?
And maybe they just can't come
the
out.
what?
The Divine sense.
Yeah.
Keelan doesn't know what it is.
So,
Yeah. So yeah. I'll after we kind of lay the bodies out, I'll do my divine sense to see if I could see
okay.
anything. I guess. Yeah.
So you guys lay the bodies out across the courtyard. In Magnum, you focus inward, and you extend your senses to the bodies, and reaching for the remnants of the spirits that you were able to sense before when you were in the desecrated ground. And you do see, or you do feel, I should say, that there is a lingering sort of consciousness in each of the bodies.
Yeah, they're still in there.
We should be quick about this and then give them a proper burial soon.
Yeah.
You have like 10 days. It's not gonna hurt us to take the night here and have dinner.
Well, we can do that, obviously,
we
but
shouldn't, put off a burial.
Exactly.
and all.
Yeah.
Oh, we can go see my teacher, Father Ironhand, tomorrow. He can help with this too, maybe, possibly.
Can't
Maybe.
you do it?
if we
You
have
don't
some
know how?
time tonight.
I don't have powerful enough curing disease magic.
Bury somebody?
Oh, bury somebody, sure. Don't you have a
Don't
shovel?
don't you just say like a thing like blessed you or something or
Yeah,
know.
but I mean, it'd be nice to bury them in like a cemetery, or we should probably bury them in Baldur's Gate. That'd be better.
I mean
Oh,
Close.
we could send their
We're-
bodies back so
We're a
their
little
parents
bit,
could bury them.
far, but
Yeah, we.
I mean, the travel time here wasn't that bad though.
Yeah, well, it's not like we can just do that again.
yeah, we gotta.
It's not like we're in a village of like super powerful mages or anything.
nah, nah.
I say
I guess
we
I'm
should-
gonna go freshen up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess after that, I'll go start cleaning off some cuts and bruises I got.
Yeah, I'll just use prestidigitation for excessive effect.
Yeah, all of you, including your companions, are rather roughed up, except for maybe Kiao.
Yeah, I should heal myself a bit before dinner.
Because Kiao has evasion too.
Kiao is a monk and therefore has evasion at this level. And
While we're like freshening up, do I notice that Kiao has the Tanaruk horn anywhere on her?
roll me a perception check.
I'm not good at these.
But so far, we've only had one good roll. Or two, I guess.
They're all Keelan.
Wasn't taking too long.
Aster got
also-
an
Hey, an
apple.
18.
I'd also
19?
like to.
Yeah.
You do notice that there is a shape that you think would signify the Tanrock horn in Kiao's bag.
Ah, so cute.
Awesome.
And so
Yeah.
in that room is you, Asan, Sauriel, and Kiao, the ladies. And then everyone else is in the other room.
Not many ladies.
There's 4. That's a lot for D&D.
That's true. 3 of them are NPCs though. But so that's all I wanted to know.
Okay. Tin, you said you wanted to do something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say before we actually go into the dinner room, then I was gonna try to pull Asan aside for a second, but that can wait.
Sure. So all of you eventually freshen up. Anyone doing healing, go ahead and do that now if you want to.
Yeah, I just did 2 cure wounds on myself.
And in the meantime, we'll say skip ahead after you guys have healed. You guys are approaching the hall, and Tin, you pull Asan aside.
Hey, so after this whole necessary dinner party thing, I want to talk to you for a minute before bed. And I don't know what you can do, but can you make sure that we're not listened upon, like by anything?
Ooh la la.
Oh,
What
some of that
exactly-
Gopher's whole experience.
Oh,
What
no.
exactly are you hoping to have happen here, Tin?
Tin's been tainted ever since Baldur.
I thought we were going to keep this PG.
Ever since that ring.
This has to do with, like, and I druidcraft like little sparks in my hands. Has to do with this.
I mean, sparks do fly.
As far as finding a way to talk without anyone listening, I mean, honestly, the best thing I can do is go into your dreams again. No one can overhear us there.
Except for Mr. Snake thing, right?
They can hear us pretty much anywhere.
Well, fuck. That was the reason that okay, never mind.
Okay, that's our one F-bomb for the session.
We're
I've
at, like,
second
5.
word like 3 times.
So
Oh man, now I can't show my brother this.
real quick, does this constitute as a short rest? I'm sorry.
I will allow you guys to use short rest hit dice if you want to use that, or to gain abilities.
All the
Because
hit
the
dice.
dinner's
Okay.
at least taking an hour.
Who is looking worse, Astrid or Keelan?
Keelan's
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
fine.
gonna put 15 lay on hands into Astrid, and then I guess
Well,
five,
okay.
five into me, and then 10 into 10.
Ooh. I will just say to her, okay, well, I guess that doesn't really.
What
I wanted to
exactly
talk
are
to you about that, but
Well, we
Uh,
can if you really want to. And
yeah.
I know that you
How-
have some strange thing, like whoever is giving you your power doesn't want you to talk about it or something. I don't have that problem.
Yeah, but you said that yours is really involved. Like, how involved? Like, always watching, or just every now and then?
Always aware, not always communicative.
Cool. So, great. I'll work on something, but it's about the future. It's about plans from here on out. Since I just want to. I want to make up for how I left things, and I think I have an idea, but I'm not sure. I think I have a plan. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know that it's even what you want, but I'm willing to try to help you to possibly make things right.
She gives you a searching glance, but eventually she'll give you a nod. Alright, we should probably get in there. Food may get cold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before we eat, I want to. So in the spell, it doesn't say that it's not concentration, and it doesn't say, when you cast it again, the first one goes away. So I was wondering if I can cast Comprehend Language on Astrid and Kiao.
So Comprehend Language, I'm pretty... Let me just look it up really quick.
Here, this is what I got right there.
Elf is target.
Yeah, it's just for you.
It's only written language.
Oh, I didn't even read that it was self, so yeah, never mind.
And it's spoken, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
didn't
you
read it
could
was self, never
translate
mind.
though. You could be the go-between.
You could be the middle
You could
man.
be the interpreter.
Magnum matchmaker.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I guess
I
I'll.
already declined doing that.
I guess I'll translate for Kiao, and I'll translate for
They-
Kiao to everybody.
Keanu's common, doesn't she?
Not
Mhm.
our common though. That's why nobody can understand it.
Then how does her party understand her?
Because they're not uncultured swine like we are.
Exactly. They probably have
I mean,
something
She can
multilingual.
probably communicate. She just
Yeah.
can't like speak eloquently to them.
This sounds like a great question to ask the other party.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, sorry, El. I mean, Kiao can't understand. Well, she can understand. She can't. Let's start with Kiao.
How do we talk to Kiao?
You go to Kiao.
Let's talk over dinner.
Okay, so at this point, Asan and Tin have joined the rest of you, and you all sit down at a very long table, and everyone is currently you see dishes floating from outside of the hall and putting themselves down in front of you, and suddenly you hear another loud, muffled but loud explosion from below you.
Is everything okay?
You see Pandal's mother just sort of roll her eyes. That would be your father. I will just be a moment. And she, again, concentrates.
Does your dad like to use explosion magic, Pantal? What?
Does it?
He's a fireball fanatic.
Oh, for heaven, Pandal, don't be so gauche. He is very interested in destructive natural forces.
I mean, he could study me if he wants.
Hey.
I've been called a destructive force of nature before.
And at this point, a door leading off opens, and there's just a cloud of black smoke, and you hear it. Oh,
The
good.
Christmas story.
Gracious.
And the smoke detectors go off.
Jeez. And you see a rather thin man, pretty hunched over, with a very large bald spot and a few wisps of grayish hair around his ears, also in robes, very filthy. And he totters over. Forgive me, lately I didn't... Oh, holy my stars, I didn't know we had company. Is that... Pantal? Oh my word! And he comes over, and this filthy man hugs you. And it is indeed your father, Tormod.
I will hug him back and then clean myself off with prestidigitation.
Yeah, he smells like sulfur, and he looks like a chimney sweep. And so he goes on over and sits in the chair next to his wife. Oh, my goodness, so many guests. We haven't had this many people over in ages. And introductions are redone. We won't do that again. So, Pantal, what brings you around our way?
It was more an expeditious escape route Tabitha provided for us.
Oh,
From-
I don't see her anywhere. Where is Tabby?
She is checking in with Cassie now because she had to leave her behind, and so she went back for her.
All
We
right.
caused the cave to collapse underground, and Cassie was above ground, so...
Yeah.
Oh, I need to roll my hit points again.
Wreaked havoc
1.
on
Oh, it
Crossing.
certainly sounds exciting. And Pantel, at this point, you notice that it is not just your parents and your group at the table. There's 3 other people at the table. There is your older sister, Fairy. There is her husband, Martin. And then there is their younger son, Kyrus, who was the one who invented the paper dragon. So that is Fairy, Martin, and Kyrus. For those of you who don't have a cheat sheet.
I have a cheat sheet.
I'll
I
ask
now have
Keelan
the cheat
later.
sheet.
I'll ask Keelan when I forget.
Yes, it's okay. It's right here. I got it.
So, what took you to that collapsing cave, as it was?
We were investigating a disappearance of a town for Roostwood, and found an aboleth living down there.
Okay, I want to say something. I think he's the only person so far that hasn't been like, oh, what happened? What's with your skin?
He probably just thinks I'm covered in soot.
Well, those are quite a nasty piece of work. Did you, what happened? I mean, obviously you got touched, but, is it dead? Do you need to worry about it anymore, or?
I mean, it's deader than dead.
It's
We couldn't
better than
Planted
dead?
my axe. I
We
planted
tried
my
to-
axe firmly in its skull.
We tried to talk to it after it died, and it wouldn't even come back to talk to us, so it's
so
pretty dead.
All right. Well, on to happier things. How are your studies going? Have you found a master yet? And at this point,
No.
your mother says, "Yes, I was actually rather interested in that myself."
Yes,
I've never seen
Pantel.
Pantel
I mean-
study.
Well,
How
do
are
you
your
know-
The world. I
studies
go to
been
the
going?
library with Tin all the time. Gosh,
He's-
guys.
He's like that bad
Let's stop
college student.
shaming.
He only crams during finals.
I am studying abroad, guys. Come on.
Well, you know that your nephew, Tin, he actually just got placed with a master just this past month.
He's Kyrus.
Yeah.
Tin, you're not my nephew. Sorry.
Oh.
But that's great news. I mean, to each their own what they're interested in. I just haven't found anything that really catches. Because I have this whole conflicting thing with I need to knowledge and arcane, but then I also have the divine calling and
Yes, I've heard your spiel before, Pantol. But really,
Well-
you're getting to be 26 now. It's time for you to really decide what you want to do with your life.
He's super good though. He does
Yeah,
like all sorts of cool stuff.
Master Fandel in the Ivory Lyceum in Baldur's Gate gave him a test and he passed it.
Which test was this, Pantol?
what's the actual name of it? The test of
It's that spinny thing one, right?
the test of
Finish.
abstract magic. Like
Initiation.
It was more of a progress report, but yeah, just to see how well you could control your magic
mhm.
using the arcane focus.
He did really well.
Thanks, Tin, for the vote of confidence.
And I mean, I wasn't there, but he has saved our butts lots of times.
He has this really awesome magic. Like mid-fight, he falls asleep. I don't know what it is. I think he like recovers or something there. I don't know, but
That's
we
not
never lost a fight.
Astrid, that's not magic. That's a family condition. Don't make
Oh.
fun of it.
I'm sorry.
He made us breathe underwater the other day, on water, and he does like this like spinny thing. I don't know what it is. It's a spinny thing.
What?
It spins and it cuts
The
people.
spiritual weapon.
Yeah, that thing.
And in all seriousness, Pantol's powerful. He almost defeated an entire horde of undead by himself. So
Yeah.
He
he's
basically
that was a
did.
good one.
We
That's
lovingly refer to him as the chosen one.
I told you not to call me that.
You've told them about your domain.
Was I not supposed to say that?
I mean,
What's a domain?
I've been with them long enough, and I've been with them for a few months now, and we've been risking life and limb, so it's kind of just come out on. I know their secrets; they know some of mine.
But they know not to blab it about, correct?
I mean, there's the whole problem with the demon now knowing because someone could not put on a ring.
It wasn't. I didn't. Not my fault. Not my fault.
Kind of.
Not all my fault.
But wait, I'm sorry. But do all of you know the history of the Magistrati?
Oh, what?
What's a magistrati?
I have no clue what that is.
They do not.
All right.
Magic salami?
We just know Pantol's real cool.
Not
Yeah.
quite. So the
I like
Magistrati was the traditional name for the followers of Azuth, the god which our entire family and Pantol in particular is a cleric of. Now, these clerics were very well known and for the most part respected, but they had a habit of stepping on other people's toes, for it was their given duty by the god Azuth to gather all the information that was available, whether it be good, neutral, or evil, as long as it regarded magic. Now, this, of course, would rub some people the wrong way to begin with, but it was made even worse when it was found that some of the Magistrati took to spying on people who were not willing to share the information that they had discovered. And so sometime, maybe 130 years ago, there was a collection of wizards who essentially decimated the Magistrati. And Pantol is the first to have been born of that nature since.
Who are these people that destroyed them?
Do we have to worry about them coming after Pantol?
No, at least not so long as his nature is not spread far and wide. They were a collection of wizards and sorcerers. They died quite some time ago, but still, the Magistrati is not entirely looked favorably upon.
I'm just hoping by not taking that name it will be enough. I'm just a member of the Lyceum.
You know, it would be an even better cover if you took on a master and pursued your studies.
What if he just goes
Not
by...
a master that catches my interest of this. Of just. Fandel's nice with his detection.
Oh, Findel's
I
an
know
he's not.
asshole.
Well,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
He's magically
Awful
nice,
man.
I'm saying. And then Sophie's cool, but she just has that whole eidetic
Wait.
memory thing.
That's Sophia Nod.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was out at Baldur's Gate.
Out of the question.
Yeah,
So, like,
is.
She's
I
a
mean-
child.
I'm going to ask the obvious question here. Why don't one of you two do it?
That's nepotism.
I have put forth my name most humbly several times for Pantol to take up, but I have been rebuffed with no love in his heart for his mother, clearly. But I
Shame.
soldier on.
That's rough, bro.
Here we are.
Well,
Pantol, one of these days your mother won't be around and you'll regret not having spent more time with her. I really think you should take her offer into consideration.
Yes, Pantol.
I mean, why don't you move back here? What in the world is out there that you can't get right here?
this is my parents.
Fiend, undead, aboleth. Although you do have a nice dragon now.
Oh, that thing.
It was scary.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Hey, it was pretty cool.
But I mean,
actually.
if I'm just back here, I'm just working and helping, like, the people here. I want to help more people. I want to be where the big problems are. Find the secrets that cause them to occur. Like,
Oh, and what giant secrets are you pursuing right now, pray tell?
I mean, there's this secret organization which we think might be behind a couple deaths and
Don't
stuff.
tell her. Don't tell her. It's a secret.
We can't
Kinda.
tell her. Who can we tell?
You can tell me.
That's how big the secrets are. That's pretty big stuff for Pantol here.
At this point, you guys have pursued through dinner. You guys have had your fill.
I hate secrets.
And Lily stands up with her cane. allow me to share with you a small secret that I am privy to. And she starts walking away from the
Baby
table.
pictures.
Pantal.
And in
Phantom
fact,
baby pictures.
and she is in fact walking down the same staircase that her husband came out of before dinner.
Oh, I'm like a half a step behind her, like
Yeah.
And I'm
so
right
eagerly
behind-
going
Same.
towards.
Same.
I'm right
I'm
behind
like,
that.
I'm like
following
on
you.
Magnum's tail.
Do I have any idea what?
Don't step on my tail.
I'm like jumping around it.
Don't step on it.
Pantal, you know that below is a workshop that your mom actually made for your dad, so he could continue to experiment in this home.
Now blowing it up.
Pretty much. For those of you who know, Lily's specialty is actually abjuration, which is protective magic,
Okay.
which is very handy with her husband's
And
proclivities.
did we
Convenient.
catch
They're
the father's
complete
name?
Tormod, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a weird one. He came up with it.
It's from Fire Emblem.
It's weird. Does not roll off the tongue.
I like it.
And so
my father doesn't roll off the tongue.
Doesn't.
So you guys descend along with your father, and you come to a large stone room. And there are a number of shelves filled with crystals and other arcane objects. But the main centerpiece is, in fact, a large, almost statue form. It is imbued with a number of blue crystals down the arms and the legs. It is humanoid in appearance. And it looks like a giant suit of metal. And your mother says, "This is a collaboration that your father and I have been working on for some time. We have been granted a rather generous patent from the Lyceum to pursue this, and I believe that it is hoped that one day these will become a common fixture in security throughout the Empire."
Definitely could use some more Lyceum security.
And with that,
What does it do?
she snaps her fingers, and suddenly the eyes glow with a purplish light, and it stands up straight and at attention. "This is a golem, composed mostly of crystal, metal, and of course magic. It is been
Meth? Pantal.
See, this is what happens when you actually have a family in your backstory.
Only one of you are an orphan.
Yeah, that
True.
hurts, dude.
Oh, that's right.
That hurts.
And so she goes on to explain, your father and I have been working for months on this thing, and I am most proud to say that it is quite resilient to magic. So any rogue spellcasters, necromancers of that nature, this would be incredibly efficient at dealing with such problems." And with
Ow.
another snap of her fingers, the thing powers down and just lays back against the wall.
What about like punching? Could
Or a
Astrid like
big axe.
Yeah.
Astrid has a big axe,
Not that we're trying to imply anything with these questions, of course.
but she has a big axe. And
more concerned how it's controlled. Like,
Oh yeah. How does it work?
As of right now, it only can do simple commands at the moment, and it's certainly nowhere close to being autonomous. But that is rather something we are working towards. Right now, we are more working on the framework and making sure that there's no kinks in the weaponry and the armor. That is your father's and my specialty, more than enchantment and that sort of thing. But as I said, this is something that is quite secret at the moment, and so I would very much appreciate it if none of you were to gossip of such things.
Pantal, why don't you make anything cool? The rest of your family makes all kinds of cool stuff. I've never seen you make
Maggie.
if I
anything.
made cool things, I wouldn't be able to travel with you guys. This takes time, dedication, and resources in a stationary location.
You're asleep
I
like
haven't
half
been
the
able to
time.
make-
Just double down.
I'm
and you
not
can,
an elf. I can't not sleep.
just something little. You don't have to do a suit of armor.
You could make like one of those
Astrid-
little, we had those little mechanical dragons.
What
Like,
are you
maybe-
gonna do with a suit of armor?
Keelan, this
What?
makes me really want the Pocket Workshop from.
Yeah.
Like, what if you just made like a little rock that when you throw it, it became like a big rock?
That'd be
about
so
that.
cool.
That's simple, but like, think about it, Pantal.
Don't
Think
know
about it,
if
Pantal.
That is in my domain. I mean, that's something Kairos could do probably, but I don't know if
I'm gonna have to. Is Kyrus in the room?
Kyrus did not follow you. He was actually stayed with his parents at this dinner table.
I'm gonna have to talk to Kyrus about the little rock, big rock.
But in any case, all of you are welcome to spend the night, and as long as you like here, we have plenty of food and room to accommodate all of you. But yes, if you don't mind, your father and I, it is time for us to retire, and we will see you at breakfast tomorrow. And with that, she escorts you from the lab room with the golem back to the dining room.
The-
Okay, so about what time is it?
It's maybe 7:30.
Early.
They're old.
It is true. Both of these characters are well into their 60s.
Okay.
Just
I know Magnum wants to not wait for the burial, really.
Yeah, I would rather do that tonight.
yeah. I guess I assume we own most of the land around here.
You would know that, yes.
Mother, we how
We, while under the ground near the Shadow Crossing, for part of the ritual, they sacrificed some children, which was horrific and awful. And we have their bodies with us, and we need to bury them so that their consciences can move on to better places. Do you have, like, a graveyard?
Not
Bye.
at this site, but if you wished to perform last rites and bury them on the grounds, that would certainly be allowed.
Okay.
that would work? Yes, that'll work well, and then handle most of them.
All right, just don't be too loud. And with that, she goes upstairs.
Do any of us have a shovel?
Pantal. Can I talk to you for a second, Pantal?
Sure.
I'm gonna drag Pantal off to the side and say, do you think you or your parents? I really haven't asked you guys about this, but you've seen the tree kind of thing on my back, right? I mean,
I assume so with how often your
Yeah.
shirt moves. Yes.
I was gonna say, I would assume. I really don't know. Like, I kind of have an idea of what it is. Like, from what I've kind of gathered, it's almost like my god was hiding something that he wasn't supposed to have on me. Kind of, I'm smuggling the goods, kind of thing. Can you tell what it is? Because it seems to have been growing since we first started adventure. I don't know if you can tell, or maybe your parents could. I don't know what it is, so I don't know how to check.
I can take a look at it, but like identification of spells is kind of Master Fendel's cup of tea at the same time. So, but I can try and take a look.
Right now, or do you have to wait till tomorrow?
I mean, sure, why not? I can take a gander. Well, I mean, I've looked at Ashley before with detect magic, and I haven't noticed anything, so it wouldn't.
You have not noticed anything with detect magic, no.
So yeah, I've never detected anything magical, and that's about like if there's not any magic there, it might be better to work
Tattoos
with.
don't normally grow on their own, though. There has to be something there.
Yeah, I mean, it also could just be masked like Mercy's necklace too.
So, and Connor, you might have to help me here because I didn't write this part down, but I'm trying to go off memory. The what I was told was that my god Bragi, his wife, right, had these fruits that were supposed to be able to make you live forever, and he either imparted a seed or the fruit or something in me, but like humans aren't supposed to have it. It's for the gods. I don't know. It's obviously something divine, but I don't know what it means or what it really does. You know what I mean? Like it was explained to me that it was almost like my Bragi was like playing a trick on me, like he was being dastardly, that it was not necessarily like a great thing.
So your legend is essentially correct. Bragi, the god of stories, songs, and bards, is married, according to Norse mythology, to a rather minor goddess who presides over the tree that bears the fruit that, when eaten, will make a person immortal, and is generally partaken only by the gods. Now, if we reference back to when you first, your first session 0, you were told all this, and you were told that the tattoo on your back, which then was only of a seed, matched the description of legend of the seeds of this plant. And you have noticed that as you have progressed and grown stronger, the seed has sprouted and has started to form into a tree. And so, Pantal, when you look at her back, go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Oh boy. Oh, that's actually good. That's a 21.
Ooh, all right.
Nice.
So with a 21, you're not the biggest expert with tattoos, but you look at the skin, it's not raised, there's no sort of rash or anything. It almost looks like her skin just naturally, and the coloration, it's one color, and it is black. But it doesn't look like necrotic or anything. And the most concerning thing is that she has fish skin still, and so that kind of is weird. But you do see just maybe an inch above her tailbone what looks like a seed. That looks about, we'll say, the dimensions of an almond, and it has grown into almost this Celtic woodwork or knotwork, growing upward into almost a spire. And you see growing below is a very complicated root system that actually goes down her buttock. And you see that just now some of the small branches that are branching off have started to form leaves. And so it appears to be a young but healthy tree, except for one portion of the tree on the bottom right that looks like almost a bite was taken out of it. It seems to be healing, but it is definitely noticeable.
It looks like this is tied very closely to you, because it has a similar wound to what I saw left over when I looked at you with one of my spells, which I forget now. I think it was Detect Evil and Good or something, where I saw that bite out of your side.
You're still not detecting any kind of magic or anything like that, or...
I'll use a Detect Magic and see if at closer inspection there's something subtle here, but...
So with Detect Magic, I'm going to have you roll a Wisdom check.
That is a 19.
19?
Yep.
No.
This might be something like where Tin's magical, but I don't detect his magic. It might be something that's not just a natural.
Who? I guess what I'm trying to ascertain here, Pantal, is like, I kind of figured you wouldn't know because, I mean, you've seen me multiple times, but maybe that your parents would, or if they didn't, who do I seek out after this? Because, I mean, I have no clue. I mean, I know it's from my gods, but my people don't know. We don't have a lot of, like, you know what I mean, spellcaster type people. There's a
We
few,
can-
but not many.
We can always go to the library. That's what me and Tim do. It's
I don't
there's books there. They'll have pictures that match that picture.
I don't know if your libraries would have much about my culture. He's never met shoot, what was her name? The
Frigga.
dwarf.
Brigga.
Yeah. He's never met her, so he couldn't do a sending or nothing like that to her, right? Is there any way to... Would your parents or you have a way to find somebody within the world that you've never met before? I can tell you about her, but I can't. Obviously, you haven't seen her, so...
I mean, if we get close enough, Magnum has a way to find someone who, as long as someone's met before, with his raven thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I have to know someone to find them in 1,000 feet, or to message them. I have to know them. Like,
Okay.
kind of need first-hand knowledge. I mean, there might be some very powerful tracking spell, but not that I'm aware of.
All right. Well, keep your ears to the ground for me if you would, because I mean, magic's not exactly my specialty. So.
Well, yeah, we're in Westgate here, and now I'll see if I can find anything if we have any time to go to the library temple.
Awesome. Thank you.
Because we'll be going there, because
back on.
maybe this can get fixed there.
Yeah, we do have to fix this too. This is disheartening.
We have to fix this plus 18. That's the
Yeah.
big lift.
Yeah. All right. Let's go bury these people. These kids.
So, is there a shed out back in my house with tools in
And
it?
we find a shovel.
Where's our gardener?
Yeah,
use this-
you've never really
use
had
this
to think
greatsword.
about that, as a matter of fact, but it occurs to you that a large part of this, how this manor is run, is by unseen servants. And so you can actually call on one of them, and the one that you used to attend to you, it was named Clyde.
You're super spoiled, Pantal.
I know. Clyde, are you still around?
There's almost a light brush behind your shoulder.
Do I see him, or is he just
It's
literally unseen?
Yes.
unseen
Unseen.
servant.
Can Clyde dig holes? Does he need a shovel to do that?
Clyde, can you find a shovel?
Maybe he has shovel hands. He's invisible. I don't know.
I mean, he's
you have shovel hands. Edward's Clyde shovel hands.
Clyde shovel hands.
Clyde,
Wow.
can you bring us a shovel?
I wish we had the spell
Multiple.
Unseen Shovel.
You hear footsteps walking away from you.
I think we offended
Follow.
him.
And like a big shovel, not like a trowel, like an actual like digging shovel. Just to be clear.
Can we?
I mean, I have this
follow?
great sword. We can just dig with this. It's kind of useless any other way.
That
I've
is
got a
called
hammer.
an investment.
Got daggers.
And it is about this time that your brother-in-law, Martin, comes up to you, Pantol. Excuse me, Pantol. Is it possible I could get a word alone?
Sure, what's up, Martin? Let's go over here.
And you guys go across the entrance hall. He says, "Well, so I believe that you left sort of to venture out on your own maybe 2 years ago or so."
Time flies when you're almost getting into life and death every day. So yeah, that sounds about right.
In any case, so Faerun and I, and of course our 2 boys, moved in with your parents about a year ago, at your mother's request, in order to get Timothy into a better program to get a master and all that sort of thing, and it's worked out wonderfully. However, I'm afraid that this environment isn't the best for Kyrus. He's picking up on he's getting a bit of an attitude, to be just blunt. And also, I want to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. But I can't say that because your sister wants to be here and your mother wants your sister to be here. And so what can you do to help me?
Family drama.
Oh no.
I can't do anything to help you with the problem. He just comes to a point with my parents where it just you have to start living your own life, and you can't keep living the life that they want you to live. And I don't know if Fairy will ever realize that. She's a bit more attached than myself and Tabitha were, but
she's just more worried about not having, possibly being without a sort, a safe room for, her issues.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm confident she's improved so much. I don't think, I mean, of course there's a chance that she could hurt someone, but it's so small.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think she needs to be next to her master abjuration mother in order to live her life, is my 2 copper pieces, if you want that.
she does not. I mean, I'm surprised she isn't out on projects like Tabitha is. Like,
Oh, your mother just continues to bring in more books from the library to keep her busy with research.
this is
Let's
part of
have to
why
talk,
I went adventuring.
Talk to your mother, talk to Fairy, just talk to them. Please, can you at least try?
Yeah, I'll give a talk to Fairy, see where she's at, see if I can't nudge her. Like, I mean, are you just looking? Do you want to go back to the forest? Are you just looking to move to a different city, or where? Because
any real branch of the Lyceum, because of course Kyrus needs to continue his studies, but I mean, we don't have to be here in their house.
so you want to move out?
I want to move out.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I can definitely understand that, wanting privacy and wanting to be away from my parents.
Martin puts both his hands on your shoulders and just gives a... Thank
I'll
you.
see what I can do, but I mean, it's
That's all
gonna
I
be up
ask.
to Fairy, and that's just, I don't know if she'll budge, but I don't. Why have you talked to her?
Of course I've talked
She
to
loves
her.
you. Like what?
She's just afraid.
I mean, there's not a lot to be afraid of around here. After you've been out and about a
That's why
bit.
she wants to stay.
I mean, even if she left and like lived on her own, there's some of the things that the number of times I've almost died makes
Don't
any-
bring that up. Let's
Yeah.
skip over that part.
yeah,
All right.
that sounds
just-
like a good
just
idea. I will talk to them.
Do your best, and he'll give you a pat on the shoulder, and he'll walk off back to the dining hall. And at this point, Clyde has returned with a large shovel. It's almost like one of those giant, big old snow shovels.
Hey Astrid, you got your shovel.
Give me the shovel.
It's your style shovel. Overdone.
Astrid, you might notice that Astrid is like probably got some like dark bags under her eyes because she hasn't slept in a very long time.
Mm.
But she
You guys have had a long rest. Oh no, did you not have the long rest? Did you skip it for? Oh yeah, because you were watching a song the entire time, so you didn't get a long rest.
Can Clyde bring us
That's why I was
another
scared of
one
that dragon.
so we can help?
Is there a wooden haft to the shovel?
Astrid, I'll
Yes.
dig if you're.
Can I
too
cast your
tired to.
Lego League on that and use my charisma to help dig?
I'm gonna say yes.
Can we
You would have to use the shovel though.
I what?
You would have to use the shovel because only you can
Yeah,
wield
yeah.
your shillelagh.
I'll grab it. I'll be like, stand back.
All right, I want you to give me a charisma check with advantage there, Tin.
Okie dokie.
tend just go like Minecraft and like
Turns into Mole Man.
He's not even digging, he's
Oh.
just hitting it with the shovel.
That's a 9.
uh-oh.
With advantage?
Oh wait, nope. I did not roll with advantage.
Oh,
10.
better than a 9.
So
I hit a rock. The
You
first.
you guys go to a remote part of the hillside, maybe a couple hundred feet away from the actual villa. And Tin starts going to town. He gets about 1 foot, and then suddenly there's just this loud cling. And Tin, your hands are just like vibrating, and they're actually kind of numb.
What did
I
you
shall
hit?
just take the shovel back. I'll take that 10. I'll take that. Give me the shovel.
Okay.
And
Astrid will.
I'd ask for an athletics check for you.
And we're like well away from like our courtyard and stuff. We're like out in a tree,
You're
like
several hundred feet away. Yeah, it's not.
Okay,
gonna be
good.
bother.
No!
Was it honestly another 1 or something?
What is tonight?
11.
What is this?
Okay, it's slow going.
Let's not fight anything today, guys, please.
But I will say that after about 45 minutes or so, you were able to dig 3 small graves. And Astrid, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Plus 3.
Plus 3.
That's 14 plus 1 more, right? So 15.
15.
oh yeah,
'cause
because the
you-
sword.
Yeah.
Luck blade. So
Yeah, okay, you're okay. You don't get exhausted from that terrible roll. So yeah, you
What
guys
do you
now
have to roll? Like a 3?
It was just like a DC of 10 for the Constitution save.
No, like to get an 11 with her athletics.
6.
Oh,
It was a
4.
It was a natural
4 with athletics.
Oh yeah, with athletics it's 4.
But in any case, you guys now have the 3 small graves and you have the 3 skeletons. What do you want to do?
Let's do vast rites, which we haven't defined how we do.
Yeah, we'll put them in the graves and then
Okay.
Magnum.
You have 3 different religions represented here.
Yeah.
Let's just do them all.
I guess we could do like just a general prayer,
Let's do a polytheistic prayer.
Yeah.
or we could each get one.
I mean, what was the prevalent religion in Baldur's Gate? All right, that's the religion.
The temple that Father Clarence was
It
part
would-
of.
The
It
morning,
would've been
morning
to-
lord.
Would have been
Morning
Lathander.
Then
To
do we
who?
know that?
Yeah, because it was Clarence's.
Pandal, give me a history check. Oh no, religion check with advantage, because he is one of the major gods.
Well,
That is a lot.
I did.
22.
I did find that out when we went to the temple the first time.
Yeah. We went to the temple to find Clarence, remember?
Well, this was just to know if you know how to do the proceedings in
Oh.
in Lathander, which with that role you do.
In the Thunder.
So,
Like
do you
language.
know how to do it, Pantal? Like everyone did?
think I do. I think I know the procedures of Lathander. He does a lot more burials than Asif does, so.
I think we should do it like that. I mean, that's most likely their religion. So
Mm-hmm.
let's look
They
onto that.
They weren't really getting into all
But
this
their
stuff.
parents were religious. It don't matter to them.
If they were brought up, hearing it, that's probably what they believe in, even if they didn't really think about why they believed in it yet.
Yeah, it probably is a bit more comforting.
I mean, I don't think they want Odin coming down to get them. They've never heard of him before.
Strange, gray-haired, one-eyed man.
Yeah.
I mean, they would actually
technically-
probably like Odin. He's like a cool grandpa.
Well, technically, it'd be the Valkyries that would come and get them, which are armored
Babysitters.
warriors. So,
Nannies.
yeah. Who knows?
I will give guidance to Pantal for the proceedings.
So,
You're guided.
Pandal, give me something.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
Oh,
We're not marrying them.
Marriage.
So let's start.
Marriage.
Do you have the names of the
Brings us
kids?
together today.
What?
Do you have the names of the kids you are burying?
I have Ashley, which is the one we're missing. I don't know.
I
missing.
have the names of the kids.
Mine is Matthew.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't
wait,
write the names down. No, I did write the names. I wrote them somewhere.
There was Matthew, one with the T, I think.
I had Tobin,
Tobin.
Ashley,
Tobin, Matthew.
Matthew, and I feel like it started with a C.
That last one.
Where
You
is
with
it?
the glow.
Who had it?
Mile under Tabitha.
Let's see.
Probably Astrid, because Astrid doesn't remember any of their names.
It was Astrid.
Where did I write it down?
Did we get the last? I only remember talking to Matthew.
No, we got
Got
all the
the
names.
names.
Oh, we did.
I
Yeah.
remember getting them.
Tobin, Ashley.
Going back through the chat. Come on, chat.
I don't think it was in the chat. We'll just say it was Cynthia.
That sounds right.
Sounds close enough.
Close enough.
I didn't write it down.
So
It's not in chat either.
no,
Oh.
because I just told each of you which kid you had.
And someone forgot. Well, I forgot the
So-
kid, so I can't be talking. But you know,
You forgot your whole kid, man. We just forgot the
I
name.
remember their name though.
Just
That's
drop the kid.
the important thing.
She will be remembered in mind,
Well-
if not in body.
Uh,
So
well-
Pantal, do you want to play through a service, or do you want to just make a roll?
let's just make a.
Okay.
You want to make a roll though?
Go ahead and make me another.
What do I tonight, then?
It's supposed to be a wisdom check, in fact, not religion.
Hey, that's a 22.
All right.
Oh, and you also have a D4 if that matters at all.
Go ahead and roll it.
That's a 23.
All right. So,
I helped.
Pantal, you start saying some of the more common prayers of Lathander, mentioning things like morning light and the sun keeping away the darkness, and souls rising up to rejoin the dawn. And after this is complete, you guys gently lower each of the bodies into one of the graves, and you fill them up, and the ceremony is complete.
Can I find 3 like good sized rocks and just like carve a letter into each one with like my dagger?
Sure.
Like scratch it to put on top of each one.
Mm-hmm. You're able to do that with no problem. You're on a hillside. There's plenty of rocks. And so you make a simple grave marker for each of the children.
I will druid craft a small ring of flowers to go along with each one. Probably white flowers for the glow that they had when they were ghosts.
And so now a wreath of pure white flowers surrounds each of the grave markers. Anything else you guys want to do?
I will no, that's all.
Well, here's to hoping that next time we get there sooner.
There'll be a good lesson.
You're muted there, Pantal.
Am I?
No,
Not
no,
anymore.
you're good.
Okay, I was just mumbling, I guess. But
And
don't think
I
we
mean-
would have gotten there soon enough. It was out of our control.
The Shadow Crossing been there months before we get to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. I think that might have been the first batch of kids, and then
But there were others.
because remember
Well, I
the,
think-
the Oni did stop for a while.
He said he ate some of them too. He said he didn't eat all of them, so he did eat some of them.
I figure he like took the first batch and then took them away, and that's why he stopped for a while, and then he came back and gathered more to eat, and that's when it started again.
I don't think we need to talk about the logic of it. We just need to know to stop it next time.
I mean, I don't want us to beat ourselves up. We did the best that we could. We just have to do what we've always done. Get stronger and keep pressing forward. Do what we can.
And at least we saved most of their bodies for proper
Maybe.
burial.
A good number of the villagers too.
I mean, look at what we've done, Tin, not what we couldn't do, you know?
Maybe. looking in my book, you had said it's like sort of formatted, like psalms. Are there any burial songs or any dirges?
There are, in fact.
If I can translate it legibly into common, I'll sing one of those,
Okay.
or at least softly to myself.
All right.
A Song 10 duet. Let's go.
Oh
Don't you remember their street corner scams and they're singing together?
Oh gosh.
It wasn't the tap dancing on the soapbox kind of scam.
Nope.
Oh, man.
But yeah. So you do translate a very beautiful prayer that has a very nice constant rhythm and rhyme sequence, and you feel a familiar warmth inside you, and soon after the first line or two, you don't even have to think about translating, and the words just come out of you, and your voice is very just sweet and calming, and it is better than you have ever sung before in your life.
That was beautiful, Tin. Thank you.
Thanks.
And that is where we're going to take our break, folks.
Ah,
You're
Commercial
making
break.
me cry.
I need to go Google marriage counseling. I will be back.
oh no.
Oh,
Yep, okay, so I'm going to stop the recording, and then we'll just jump back in for the second half.